Join us this week as Joel gets working on the windlass, I help some puppies with worms, and we get wrestling with the Sal Johanna crew.
Okay, so I've got our old friend Ollie, who's a very skilled fabricator, has decided to help us out, and we need to put this piece onto our windlass here. So this piece will sit right in here, essentially. We're pretty close to that anyway, and it will prevent this chain here from just spooling around the gypsy, which is this plate here on the side of the windlass, and it'll allow the chain to fall back down into our chain locker here. So what we need to do is take this piece, because as you can see, the bolts here, there's a lot of different metals touching, and in the saltwater environment it does a lot of galvanic corrosion with different metals, and so this housing has actually corroded out. So that bolt is sheared off completely, and this bolt is seized inside there. I could have, I guess, drilled it out, but then there's no real bite to put another bolt in there. So I'm gonna drill 2 holes here and bolt our new chain stripper in, just like that, and hopefully I won't have to be manually pulling up the anchor anymore. But to do that, to drill these holes, I'm gonna have to first remove these 4 bolts and take the whole unit off, which is kind of annoying, but that's boat life. It's 9 o'clock and it is scorching already. So like a lot of times on the boat, when you're trying to remove some bolts, they tend to get a little seized from the saltwater environment, and that's exactly what has happened here. I've taken off all the nuts with some encouragement, but now I've got my my encouraging tool here to help soften things up a little bit, and hopefully I don't strip any threads or anything like that. So then I've got a whole nother lot of issues. We'll see how we go.
While Joel was encouraging the windlass, I was off helping a friend with some stray puppies she'd adopted. The puppies had very bloated abdomens, a common symptom of internal parasite infection. With a small amount of dog feces and a microscope, we were able to confirm the presence of ascarid eggs, a common internal parasite of puppies, which can reach up to 15 centimeters in length. It's really important to identify these eggs because not only do they affect the puppies, but they can actually be transferred to humans. Thankfully, it can be easily treated with a few doses of puppy-safe wormer called fenbendazole. So these cute little puppies will be right as rain in no time. Back on board, Joel was making progress.
Okay, well, I've got all the bolts out. They don't look too great. Just tested the bolts; they work all right too. The next thing we need to worry about, though, is isolating the metals. So this is stainless steel going onto our aluminium hull. So I'm going to put a barrier. This is just rubber, some little some inner tube from a tire. I'm going to put this and essentially put this between the hull and the new bracket that we've made up, just to try and isolate the metals, because over time we'll get the same issue again with the galvanic corrosion with the different metals touching in the saltwater environment, and we don't want that. We want it to be a long-term fix. And yeah, so I'll put that in place, and I've got some grease as well, so I'll grease up the bolts. I'm also going to use some, I guess I'm not really supposed to, I'll cover up the name so we don't have any name brands, but it's just some silicone to to put inside the bolt holes in there to create a bit of a gasket so that we don't have this part of the bolt touching. And then I'll put it all back in place and I'll turn it on, and hopefully she strips. Well, as per every boat job, it ends up taking a bit longer than what you expect. But here we've got the windlass put back into place, all the bolts put back into place. And there is our chain stripper. Doesn't look that pretty. Doesn't look pretty at all. But it's supposed to kick this chain off as it comes up. So I'll let a little bit of chain out. Got some already kind of hanging in the water. And we've got our lovely foot buttons here that make my job much easier lifting the anchor. I think it's red is up and black is down. Yeah, we'll try red first. It's been so long since I've used it. Oh. And there we go. It's doing exactly what it should be doing, which is stripping off the gypsy. Oh, this is a wonderful day. What a very, very productive day already. This is going to make my life so much easier now. It's going to save my back for sure. But well, good on you, Ollie. Thanks for that little weld job you did. Perfect fit. Super chuffed.
After a productive day, it was time to clean up for a night out. The water's not quite so clear in Breeses as it was in Perlis, but as you can no doubt see, I really need to wash my hair. So we have a new system to save water, where we jump in, wet ourselves down, and then I heat up water in this little water bottle. If I leave it in the sun, it gets really nice and warm, and then I can do a freshwater rinse without using as much water as we use the shower and stuff. Tends to work pretty good. But like the good boat owners we are, every opportunity to get in the water is an opportunity to clean the hull. The nutrient-rich runoff from the land promotes algal growth, which provides food for the barnacles, and the hull provides an excellent home for them. So we really try to do little and often to keep Chuffed looking good and moving well. We're heading in to get some drinks, and we were told last time by the people who have the dock you're allowed to use now that we had to wear life vests for safety, sir, is what they said. We reached the fish market safe and sound and met up with the Sail Joanna crew. Dos, tres, go! One thing quickly led to another, and all the gringos were getting challenged to arm wrestling matches. By this time, it was well past Cruz's midnight, so we headed home for a good night's sleep with a late start the next morning. Later that week, Joel's parents arrived all the way from Atlanta to visit us. So be sure to join us next episode as we explore Panama City with the family and manage to take Joel's parents out for their first sailing experience in a squall. If you'd like to make a once-off donation to help prevent unwanted animals on the islands of Las Perlas, please visit our website. We'll be returning there in August. Until next time, stay chuffed everybody.